What your texting style says about you. Hello everyone and welcome back to our channel. In today's video, we're going to dive into the fascinating topic of texting styles and what they reveal about your personality. From your use of emojis to your punctuation preferences, every aspect of your texting habits can say a lot about who you are as a person. So grab your phones and get ready to discover what your texting style says about you. Emojis. If you're someone who loves using emojis in your texts, it could mean that you're a very expressive and creative person. You enjoy adding a personal touch to your messages and find that emojis can help you convey your emotions more effectively. Punctuation. If you're someone who uses proper punctuation and grammar in your texts, it could mean that you're a detail-oriented person who values clear communication. You like to make sure that your message is easy to read and understand, and you take pride in your ability to write well. Length. If you're someone who tends to send long, detailed texts, it could mean that you're a thoughtful and analytical person. You like to take your time and really think through what you want to say, and you're not afraid to dive into complex topics in your conversations. Response time. If you're someone who always responds to texts quickly, it could mean that you're a very organized and efficient person. You like to stay on top of your messages and don't like to keep people waiting. On the other hand, if you're someone who takes a while to respond, it could mean that you're more laid back and take your time with things. Abbreviations. If you're someone who uses a lot of abbreviations and shorthand in your texts, it could mean that you're someone who likes to save time and get straight to the point. You're not interested in wasting time on unnecessary details and prefer to keep your messages short and sweet. Tone. The tone of your texts can also reveal a lot about your personality. If you tend to use a lot of humor and sarcasm in your messages, it could mean that you're a witty and lighthearted person. On the other hand, if you tend to be more serious and straightforward in your texts, it could mean that you're a more reserved and analytical person. Response length. If you're someone who responds with short and concise messages, it could mean that you're someone who values their time and doesn't want to waste it on lengthy conversations. Conversely, if you're someone who writes lengthy responses, it could mean that you're someone who is detail-oriented and enjoys diving into conversations. Frequency. The frequency at which you text can also say a lot about your personality. If you're someone who texts frequently throughout the day, it could mean that you're a social and outgoing person who enjoys staying connected with others. On the other hand, if you're someone who only texts occasionally, it could mean that you're more independent and prefer to have space. Spelling. If you're someone who always spells things correctly in your texts, it could mean that you're a very detail-oriented person who values precision. You don't like to make mistakes and take pride in your ability to communicate effectively. Typos. If you're someone who tends to make a lot of typos in your texts, it could mean that you're someone who is more laid back and doesn't sweat the small stuff. You don't stress about small mistakes and prefer to focus on the bigger picture. Capitalization. If you're someone who always capitalizes the first letter of every sentence, it could mean that you're a very rule-oriented person who likes to follow proper etiquette.